Welcome to another edition of It's All Relative. I'm Josh.
And I'm Timothy.
And we are bringing you episode 19.
Number 19.
Lots to get into, my man.
Yes, sir.
But first, how you doing, bro?
Man, I'm a little under the weather, brother. A little under the weather.
Yeah, that's unfortunate, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Yeah. But NBA playoffs.
NBA playoffs.
Let's hit it. Both the Knicks and the Lakers have been eliminated.
They both very gone.
What now? Who you got?
Maybe the Suns, honestly.
The Suns?
Maybe the Suns. Now that, what happened with LeBron? Let's just talk about LeBron. What's going on with the sportsmanship on this man? This man left everybody hanging. Even if you lost and you got eliminated, come on, man. You got to show some true sportsmanship, some real team, cohesion. Like, walk off with your peoples, man. You can't just be leaving like that.
I 100% agree.
What the fuck was that all about?
Yeah, I don't know. That's LeBron. That's LeBron. Yeah.
That's LeBron. Yeah.
I mean, that's what they've been calling him.
Yeah, shout outs to it. Yeah.
I don't know. He did a lot of good acting during that series as well.
A lot of fucking acting, man. You can't even imagine.
Like I said, that's LeBron. But either way, pretty big shock. Lakers,
right?
Not going to be in this year's
not
finals.
Be in. Nope.
So no LeBron, which will be very different. You got a pick. You said out the West you were going Phoenix?
Yeah, going Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah. I originally had said that too, that I thought Phoenix was going to go. But at the time, too, I didn't know that Phoenix was going to have to go through L.A. right at the beginning, which was tough, man.
Right. But
they did it.
They did it. They ran these people over.
Yeah, I'll still go with Phoenix out the West.
So you going out the East?
Unfortunately, I'd have to probably go with Brooklyn.
Wow, okay.
Although this series between Brooklyn and Milwaukee is going to be a good one.
I'll definitely watch it then.
Yeah, me too. The world's definitely going to be watching that.
Actually.
But
what do you think about the 76ers? I was thinking maybe they could do it.
You know what? I did too. I was riding high on Philly, but then Embiid got hurt.
Right.
And he's injured. I don't think I do think Philly can get by Atlanta. All right.
You say that very convincingly.
Yeah, even though Atlanta just beat my Knicks.
Yeah.
But I do think Philly can beat Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
But whoever wins between Milwaukee and Brooklyn, I don't think Philly can beat either of those teams, especially without Embiid. So
do you think that the Nets could go all the way? Like all the way?
Yeah, I do. They have a lot of weapons, and Kyrie Irving. You know what? I still really like that dude. I got mad respect for him, like as a person, in general, like and what he stands for.
Right.
But he's sick, man, and when he wants to play, when he wants to play, I don't think anyone can stop him. Although, if it does end up being Phoenix and Brooklyn,
right,
Chris Paul against Kyrie Irving,
damn,
it's a good matchup.
That is a good matchup. That is actually a hell of a matchup.
Yeah, which would be
similar
good.
Fundamentals too.
Mm-hmm. But then, like I said, Brooklyn has so many other weapons with Durant,
right,
James Harden.
Actually, do you think Harden's gonna step out of the way, and not bring his bullshit star power with him?
I do, because he's done it so far.
Okay.
So
you think he's okay with playing third wheel? I mean, he's literally third wheel.
Yeah. He definitely has taken a step back. But like I said, I think they all, Durant, Irving, definitely, and Harden, I think they all understood, like, when they obviously linked up, that they were all going to have to, figure this out and take, some of us aren't going to be able to put up, 15 shots a game.
Right.
So, but I think they're all cool with that. And I do think Harden, he wants to win.
Yeah, he definitely wants to win.
So
for sure.
I figure that they're going to do whatever it takes to be able to win a championship.
Damn.
So who do you got?
You know what? I would go for them too. I would honestly, for at least for all the way, Brooklyn probably. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's Uncle Drew. It's everybody else. Come on. They probably can go straight through.
Yeah, I agree. It will definitely be a tough series though with Milwaukee because Giannis is a killer.
A killer, yeah.
So, but we'll see.
We will definitely see. Oh, also speaking of that, Golden State. How do you feel with Golden State not in there?
Weird,
right?
Feels weird. Like
since 2010, for both Golden State and the Lakers combined, they
really?
have neither of them have been seen at the finals since 2010.
Wow, that's
in some form or fashion.
That's crazy. Actually. Yeah. So it definitely is different. It feels weird without having
right LeBron or Steph. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely will be different this year.
Right.
So let's move on to an event that's taking place tomorrow, June 6th. Okay. There's a big fight scheduled.
8:00.
Okay.
Yep.
Floyd Mayweather versus Logan Paul.
Oh boy, let's go.
Yes.
That's even more exciting.
You familiar with the Paul brothers?
Oh yeah, I'm very familiar.
Okay, can you fill me in, fill some, like, I know that these two brothers came out of, I don't really know. I feel like they came out of nowhere and then just started boxing other celebrities.
So they kind of did. They kind of didn't. If you were in the YouTube sphere, you would know about Logan Paul and Jake Paul. They come from YouTube.
Okay.
And you know about like trolls and like people that do memes and stuff.
Yeah,
they came from that troll / meme culture where they have to like make fun of stuff. And both of them, they're actually their own worst enemies together because each brother encourages the other one to do stupider and stupider things that gets recorded on YouTube. It actually got to the point where they went to a place known as the Suicide Forest in Japan, where this is a forest where people are known to go and commit suicide.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Yeah, so
the forest actually. That's pretty cool.
Isn't that cool? I mean, it's even fucking crazy though.
Yeah.
But they were actually like filming in there and like having like pretending like it was ghost stories and shit there,
really?
where people actually go and commit suicide. So it's a sacred place to not make fun of and go there. And they took it that far. So these are these type of brothers that you're talking about. Now, eventually, one of them wanted to fight another YouTuber, Nigerian YouTuber, and I think his name is KSI. But they wanted to like settle their differences, so to speak, over boxing. And so that's how both Paul brothers is what I'm trying to say, that's how they got into boxing. Now, Jake Paul actually takes boxing very seriously. Like they both are into boxing. They have like legitimate trainers and they are actually like training. But Logan Paul isn't that much of a boxer as compared to Floyd. So but Floyd's about to destroy this man.
I'm gonna say I don't think anyone's on Floyd's
level. No one's on Floyd's level. And honestly, I think Floyd is like the smartest person to take this deal. They have made so much money. They've made so much more money doing these boxing matches versus YouTube. You know what I mean? They don't have to do YouTube ever again. They do like a match and they get like 50 mil. Even if they lose or if they win, they get even more.
Yeah, I did see that. And I know I did see, I think I had seen something that Floyd Mayweather had posted or had stated that like before the fight, as of today, like he's already made like 30 mil before the fight.
Clean money.
Yeah, that man's got so much money.
Yeah.
He's definitely a skilled fighter. I mean, okay, who you got?
Oh, on this fight?
Yeah.
Oh, Floyd all the way. Come on now. Floyd is about to destroy this man.
I agree. I want to see, I kind of do want to see Floyd win by TKO.
TKO for real.
That would be
see,
dope.
And that's part of the reason why this shit makes so much money. Like, it's so funny because these Paul brothers, people don't respect the fact that they actually have legitimate boxing tutors and teachers. Like, this is like the real sweet science shit you're talking about here. They're not like being trained by like some YouTube nobody. They're like getting trained by legit people that have been in the boxing field, that have been in the mixed martial arts field and stuff.
Okay.
So this is not like bullshit or anything. And people, they keep counting on them to lose.
Right.
And they like, especially in Jake Paul's perspective, this man he could actually legit do boxing for the rest of his life. Not so much Logan, but Jake for sure. But even then, if Logan comes out of this looking good and doesn't get TKO'd, this man may also go into boxing legit.
Right.
Yeah. And people are counting against them losing, so it'll be interesting. I mean, but this is Floyd, though. Come on, Floyd's about to destroy this man easy.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yeah.
I do know, I am familiar. One of the brothers, I believe it was not Logan.
Jake.
So he was the one that fought or knocked out Nate Robinson.
Yeah, exactly.
Which was a little embarrassing for Nate, I feel like. But yeah, so that's how I kind of first heard about them, was actually just because Nate Robinson got knocked out.
Pretty clean, too. Yeah.
But in regards to tomorrow's fight, I got Mayweather.
You got Mayweather, yeah, easily.
Money on Mayweather.
For sure. And even if he knocks your boy out early, 100 mil right there.
Yeah. I mean, they both getting paid.
They both getting paid.
So.
And honestly, paid this man even more to even get into the ring with Floyd. This man's been a killer forever.
Yeah, no, I don't know what he's thinking. I'd be a little scared.
But shit, me too.
But I mean, we'll see. The world's gonna see.
Right.
But when this episode drops, the fight will have already taken place.
Right.
But as of right now, we're going with Floyd.
We're going with Floyd easily.
Going with Floyd. With a TKO?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. If this was Jake, that's the fucking crazy thing. If this was Jake, I think Jake could handle Lloyd or handle Mayweather for a number of rounds before going down.
A little easier.
Okay. Because he takes boxing serious. Now, this is the one brother that's known to be like the party animal and shit. He knows about boxing, but as far as this shit, he about to get destroyed though for real. In fact, I hope he's got like a good dentist or something, man. They about to, he about to lose some teeth on this one.
All right, well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Nice. All right, let's get into today's episode, my man. All right. Growing up as a kid, did you ever hear stories, or were you ever told stories by your parents about, like, quote unquote, the boogeyman?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the typical ones, like if you didn't go to bed when you were supposed to, or if you stayed out somewhere where you weren't
into the
supposed
closet.
to,
Yes, sir.
That the boogeyman would get you.
Yep.
I think adults have been using that story for many, many years now.
They definitely have.
But the name of the quote unquote the boogeyman, it may differ depending on where you grew up or where you live or are located at in the world. So today's story brings us to Staten Island.
Okay, Staten Island.
Okay.
Close to home somewhat.
Yeah, Staten Island is one of the 5 boroughs in New York City. Are you familiar at all with Staten Island?
Yeah, I'm familiar. I got family that live there.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. So before the Verrazano Bridge was built, Staten Island used to be the least populated,
definitely
most heavily wooded borough. All right. It was pretty much almost like the forgotten borough.
Yeah, still kind of is, but a little bit better.
Yeah. It was also known for having or being the largest garbage dump on Earth.
Yep.
Because Staten Island was the place where everyone's garbage from the city was taken.
Right.
Right. So like millions of people's
garbage would just get shipped over there.
Yeah, just being dumped.
Right.
It was also rumored to be where many mob people would dump bodies.
Oh, yeah.
That needed to be disposed of or disappear.
Yeah, part of that garbage.
It was like, Staten Island was the place to bring them,
Just dump the bodies.
Yeah.
God bless.
But in the middle of Staten Island, there's a stretch of woods, which is called the Greenbelt Woods.
Greenbelt Woods.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now, bordering these woods, there was an old Boy Scout camp.
Okay.
And an old tuberculosis ward. All right.
Oh, interesting.
Now, both buildings obviously abandoned. But were you ever into the Boy Scouts as a kid?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made it pretty far too.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, but okay. So, but you were never told about Cropsey?
No, I haven't. Never was.
Okay, because the legend of Cropsey began. All right. I guess you could say the story started to be told by Boy Scouts.
Yeah, by Boy Scouts. Interesting.
These woods were often used by the Boy Scout troops, so their stories were told about an escaped mental patient who sometimes was said to have a hook for a hand and would snatch or abduct children.
Okay, I have heard the story.
And then he'd chop up the kids.
Right. I've definitely heard it. I guess I didn't hear the name, but I've definitely heard the story.
Right. Yeah, I feel like like we had mentioned before, the name Boogeyman or Cropsey was different, but Cropsey was big for here in New York.
Okay. Well, I was in ATL then, so
right. Okay.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
So, but that story spread up and down the Hudson River as Boy Scouts troops would share it, and share the name Cropsey. And that name became the normal or generic name for a maniac or crazy killer.
Damn.
So, that was the typical, like, boogeyman or whatever. Right. If you want to refer to somebody being a crazy serial killer, they called him Cropsey.
Right, Cropsey. Gotcha.
Okay. So now for the people of Staten Island, it made sense because kids being kids would often explore these abandoned buildings that are in the woods, right?
Right.
And they'd find clothes and mattresses and papers, evidence of someone living.
All right.
In
somebody living in that stuff.
In the abandoned buildings.
Gotcha.
So to kids or people who are exploring these buildings, Cropsey was real, and this is where he lived.
Right.
Like in the abandoned buildings. So the urban legend to them was true.
Right. Was there any kids that were taken?
Not yet.
Not yet? Okay,
not yet.
So it happens. All right.
So
let's put it on hold then.
The abandoned buildings, they were also known or called Willowbrook Park.
Willowbrook Park, got it.
And this was back in the day. It had more than just the tuberculosis ward.
Okay.
All right, it was basically a place or almost like a hospital where they brought many mentally ill children.
I see.
Okay. So there was also a cemetery on the grounds. Mm-hmm. It was pretty much, like I said, a hospital, but it was laid out as each building had its own, the tuberculosis people were in this section.
Right.
And then there was a school that housed the mentally ill children.
Okay, so they had both tuberculosis kids, or kids with tuberculosis, and then like a mentally ill ward?
I believe the tuberculosis ward was mainly the adults, but I mean, I guess if kids had it too.
Okay.
Like that, but that was where basically if you had it, you were segregated to this building.
Gotcha.
All right. So Willowbrook State School was a place that housed the mentally ill children. Mm-hmm. Before the building was shut down, a reporter in 1972 had showed up unannounced to walk through and see what it was about.
Okay.
He said there was one attendant to take care of about 50 severely mentally ill children. Lying on the floor, smothered in their own feces, they were wailing and screaming, said the reporter. And that is what I saw and heard. But how can I describe what it smelled like? Quote, it smelled of filth, it smelled of disease, and it smelled of death, end quote.
Jesus.
Yeah.
And feces, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a horrible, horrible picture.
Honestly.
10 years later, after the report, Willowbrook shut down. Okay.
10 years later?
Yeah,
Jesus.
10 years later.
Okay.
But when it shut down, it left many of the patients alone to defend for themselves.
Okay. So they basically just got set to the wild and everything?
Pretty much. The places got shut down, and the people, I guess, who were in charge or had some form of authority dipped out.
Jesus Christ.
Left these people, and they're all severely sick
or
mentally ill.
And they were just like
left there. Okay.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So it was rumored that many patients who were housed in all these buildings, they ended up wandering through the woods and began to live in the woods or the now abandoned buildings or in the underground tunnel system under the institution.
Wow.
Right? That's pretty scary.
It is pretty scary.
So from all of that, it's pretty much where people created the urban legend of Cropsey. Okay, so he was maybe one of the mentally unstable people who stayed and lived in the abandoned buildings. And if you went somewhere you weren't supposed to, then Cropsey would get you.
Right.
Okay. So it was all still an urban legend to everyone.
Okay.
Until July 1987. Jennifer Schwager, a 12-year-old girl with Down syndrome, disappears on July 9th. All right. Many people from Staten Island helped search for Jennifer for weeks. They set up organized searches throughout the woods, tunnel systems. What they ended up finding was that many people had come back and were living in the woods.
In the woods, right.
Right. And in the abandoned buildings, they found food trays, shaving razors, clothes, shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Out of all this, a lead suspect surfaced. Okay, 43-year-old Andre Rand.
Andre Rand. Okay. Got it.
He had worked as an orderly at Willowbrook between 1966 and 1968.
Okay.
All right. He had been living in different areas in the woods near Willowbrook for years, which is scary or weird, right?
Yeah, it's kind of shitty, man. It's kind of crazy, honestly.
People living in like legit woods for years.
For years, right?
That's weird.
I mean, also kind of harrowing too. They had to, like, considering that they're mental ill patients, to be able to forage and hunt or scavenge or whatever they're doing to like keep it going for 4 years.
Yeah. Right. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where they would get food.
Right.
And stuff
Exactly.
from, but very weird, very strange.
Right.
To have people living in the woods and in tunnel systems and whatnot. But a witness said that he had seen Jennifer walking along the street with an older man who was pushing a light green bike with a basket in the front. All right. He was brought in and questioned, but released with a lack of evidence. That being Andre Rand.
Andre Rand, gotcha.
Okay. 4 weeks later, being under surveillance, he was arrested. All right. Now, police were familiar with Rand because he had pleaded guilty for sexual misconduct with a 9-year-old girl back in 1969.
Damn.
A crime which he denied.
Right.
Okay. But charged with kidnapping of Jennifer Schwager, police thought that they had enough to convict him. And the photos of him being cuffed and brought to the police car shows that Rand is not in the right state of mind.
Right.
Like, the pictures show that he's walking slower, pretty much being dragged, okay? He's drooling, like the pictures show, like he's handcuffed, being dragged.
And he's drooling from the mouth?
Drooling.
Interesting.
His eyes are, rolling back in and out from his head and whatnot.
Right.
He obviously isn't all there.
Yeah, he's slipping in and out of consciousness, it sounds like.
Yeah, he's definitely, and I'm sure, having some mental issues and whatnot, but even living in the woods and whatnot for that long period of time, like, person's not going to be all there.
Right. It factors in for real.
So, but it makes you think, did they catch the right guy, or did they just blame this mentally ill man without proper evidence?
Honestly, it could go either way. I could definitely see them blaming him because it seems to be easy in this time and age. I know it was like 20, 30 years ago, but even now it's so easy to like blame mentally ill people for things that happen. I can see that happening back then as well.
Yeah.
If not easier.
Unfortunately, so do I. But I do think it's very strange because, or not strange, but we can say unfair.
Definitely unfair,
that it was just based off a witness. There's no,
there's no conclusive evidence, right?
Right. So it's just some bystander saying that I saw this missing girl walking with this man,
person, right? Right.
And that's what they went off of. And being someone who may have some mental issues, for police, it's very easy.
Right. Very easy.
Slap the cuffs on them and say,
send them in. Yeah,
you're guilty for this.
Jesus.
Which, but I don't know. So what do you think? Like we said, there's no proper evidence.
Mm-hmm. Zero evidence. It sounds like it's really just zero evidence.
So from right now, so far, you think they got the right guy?
I don't think they have the right guy. Yeah. It doesn't sound like it's supposed to be the right guy. It sounds like there may be very similar people that are all in the woods doing various things. So how can you tell who's who?
Exactly. They had said there was evidence of many people living in these tunnel systems and these abandoned buildings. Right. So, how can you just narrow it down to just one?
And see, even on top of that, I could see them basically saying that, there's some guy out there that's snatching up kids or snatching people, and them just picking like one random person that they find in the woods just so that they could put a lid on the entire story.
Absolutely.
That
happens often.
That happens very often.
They want quick closure.
Right.
And
let's move on to the next thing.
Yeah, if it's easy and guilty, whatever.
Right.
Even if he's not guilty.
Even if he's not guilty. Especially in the 80s, early 90s, they throw in the book at everybody. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's take a break real quick.
All right.
But before we do that, we want to remind everyone to please find us on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and Google.
Please.
By using the platform of your choice, please subscribe, follow, share, comment, leave a quick review, and hit that 5-star rating on the Apple page.
Please bless it.
And with that being said, we'll be right back.
All right.
So I have a question for our listeners out there. Do you own a computer? Are you having trouble with broken screens, data backup issues, password reset problems, virus spyware removal, software installation issues? If so, Slipstream Repair Computer Electronic Solutions has you covered. Contact Timothy Latunde at 845-204-1712. The email is ss.sho16@gmail.com. Once again, that is 845-204-1712, and the email is ss.sho16@gmail.com. Call or email to schedule a free consultation. Welcome back to It's All Relative. So the urban legend of Cropsey seems to be coming true. Mm-hmm. So this whole time while Andre Rand has been in police custody, everyone is still very concerned on the whereabouts of Jennifer.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Which makes you think, all right, so who did he leave her with? She's a 12-year-old girl.
Right.
So makes you think, did he have a partner?
Right.
Was someone else involved?
And generally, from the story as it's going, everybody's pretty random. We don't know any of these people aside from Mr. Rand.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly. So rumors started spreading that Rand had someone moving Jennifer at night through the underground tunnels of Willowbrook. Police told volunteers and people to stay away from Willowbrook Park, but people continued to search it.
Right.
It had been covered multiple times by police, dogs, and volunteers.
Okay.
But this time, someone noticed a spot on the ground that had almost... It looked like, like there was a bunch of like loose dirt, fresh clay balls on it. There were also branches that were laid or covering it. It looked different. Okay, so... It made the person who was searching it curious enough to go back and take another look at it, which then he contacted some other people. They started digging, and they found a little foot in the ground, and then they knew. So
a foot was like sticking out or what?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. So they found 12-year-old Jennifer's body buried in the woods.
Oh, that's a shame.
150 yards from Rand's campsite.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Was it just the body part or the full body and everything?
Her body.
Her body.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So people were outraged and wanted justice.
Right.
Naturally.
Mm-hmm.
But when you think about it, there's still no physical evidence involving Rand and Jennifer. Right?
Right.
I mean, a little suspicious that her body was all of a sudden found, somewhat close.
Yeah.
To where he was camping at in the woods.
Right.
But still, the case is solely built on an eyewitness, and that's it. Mm-hmm. Andre was convicted of kidnapping, but not on the murder charge due to a disagreement between the jury.
Okay.
All right, so he was sentenced to 25 to life and eligible for parole in 2008.
Damn.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he didn't get that parole in 2008.
No.
No, okay.
Or it was
God.
denied.
It was denied.
Yeah.
God bless.
So, but this sparked police interest to look into other unsolved missing children cases that were in Staten Island.
Right.
And upon further searching, they narrowed their focus on the 4 different cases that spanned over the last 15 years. Okay. Tahese Jackson went missing in 1983.
Mm-hmm.
Hank Gaforia went missing in 1984.
Mm-hmm.
Hollyanne Hughes went missing in 1981.
Mm-hmm.
And Alice Pereira went missing in 1972.
Okay.
All 4 of their bodies were never discovered.
Oh, geez.
And all had mental issues.
All right. Do you have the ages on them?
It spanned. I do know. I know Hollyanne Hughes was 7.
Okay.
Hank Gaforia was actually the oldest one. He, I believe, was 21.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But he was mentally challenged, so he was. His state of mind. He was, younger. He was,
right. Mentally.
Which actually there was it was said that the last person or the last time that Hank Gaforia was found or seen alive,
mm-hmm.
he was actually it was said that he was with Andre Rand at a diner. They were spending time together.
Wow.
Yeah. I know Tahese Jackson. She was also young too. I just don't know the exact age as well as Alice Pereira. But all 4 bodies never been found,
mm-hmm.
and like I said, all had mental issues.
That's a shame.
So Rand was then brought back to Staten Island after being in prison for 17 years to stand trial for the kidnapping of Hollyanne Hughes. And we had said she was 7 at the time of her disappearance. Many people outside the island weren't sure if Rand was the right guy because there's still no physical evidence.
Right.
And especially if you're not in Staten Island, you're not exactly directly affected.
Right.
So people look at it and then, they do say like, I could see them getting the wrong person. Whereas people who are more closely affected to it or involved may be more willing, or what's the word I'm trying to find? They may be more inclined to say that, no, it's definitely Rand. He's guilty.
Right. It's definitely him. He did it. Yeah.
Right. But they need to find the bodies. They're still searching for Tahese, Hollyanne, Alice, and Hank Gaforia. People and police believe their bodies are still buried somewhere on the island.
So they looking up to this day? Or just up into the part of that story?
I mean, both.
Okay.
To this story, I mean, at present time when this story took place, their bodies were still bare, or they weren't found.
Right. The coldest case.
Right. And I mean, still present day, they haven't been found, but people still believe that they're somewhere buried in Staten Island.
Yeah.
Like I said, Staten Island was a perfect place if you wanted to make a body disappear.
Right, literal dumping ground, so yeah.
Exactly.
Jesus.
So, Andre Rand still says he's innocent, okay?
Okay.
People say he had help committing these crimes, though. Others said the real killer was still out there. All right, it's very strange how they found Jennifer's body, considering that the place, the woods, everything had been searched many times.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and it was reported that her body had been moved because she was found head down and her blood was down by her feet, which is an indication that she had been moved or reburied.
Reburied, I gotcha.
Which then sparks many questions, right?
Right.
So people that knew Rand were questioned, and many thought that he was framed. They began to speak about the tunnel system, and when it was investigated, it was found out that it was almost like a city on top of a city.
Interesting.
Yeah, that many people were living in these underground tunnel systems.
Was it that massive?
Yeah.
Okay.
There were, which is crazy. Like they said, they found mattresses, chairs, men's clothes, children's underwear, just
strewn about.
Yeah, weird things, but indications that, there are a lot of people who are living down there.
That's freaking crazy. You imagine like there's a city above and then like going on below is like another like baby city going on.
I know, right? I can't. I would never be able to live underground.
No,
like
neither would I. All of that happening in darkness is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, people who knew him or of him being Rand said that he would pass the children around to others who lived in the tunnels, which is foul.
So were they moving them in a large manner? Like, were they carrying them like a couple of feet or like a couple miles or what?
No, like he was passing them around to people so they could be abused.
Oh, Jesus, never mind.
So,
damn.
Yeah. Like I said,
real foul stuff.
Foul shit.
Yeah.
So, it was also said that he would have sex with dead people.
What?
Right?
That necrophilia?
Jesus. So people that knew Rand were basically, telling cops this information about him, and you're starting to piece together some pieces that, all right, this dude has definitely got some issues.
Yeah, he's definitely sick too.
Right, but it is all still hearsay, right? But I mean, people did say what he would do was, I had mentioned earlier, right, that there was a cemetery on the grounds of in these woods,
right?
And it was said that what Rand would do he would dig up people in the cemeteries, and he would he would
fornicate with her.
Yeah,
Jesus,
it's disgusting.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, the bodies that are like molding or decaying. Turned into bone, and he's still doing that stuff?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
But police and others said that Andre was into satanic cults and devil worship. So, which, I don't know, we could be starting to walk down different, just rumors and weird. The truth may be getting stretched, but it was reported by police about this. So, it was said that Rand was the one who was bringing these kids to satanic priests who would use these children as human sacrifices.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, right? And their meetings would take place in the woods, in the abandoned buildings in Willowbrook.
Right. So would they murder them as part of these rituals, or they were just using them and like drawing pentagrams or whatever?
No, I mean, like that. There were definitely, there's a lot of graffiti. Wow. On the picture, in these old abandoned buildings,
right?
If you wanted to hold some weird gathering like that, those were the places for it,
right.
But no, what they were saying is they would, like Rand would abduct these kids, and he would bring them to these satanic priests or whatnot, and they would, use these kids as human sacrifices. So they would end up killing them and doing.
It's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that stuff. Like, it makes me wonder if we're really pinning this on Rand. Is he really like mentally ill? Because for a mentally ill person to be doing shit like this,
that's what I'm saying.
And I don't know.
I don't know either, right?
Yeah.
But after further investigation, police kind of concluded that Andre wasn't in that type of circle of people. Okay, so the whole satanic route and whatnot, we can just kind of...
Okay, we can nix all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
So who is Andre Rand then, right? There's not much info about him. His father died in 1948 when he was 14, and his mother was in a psychiatric center, and Rand would visit and spend much of his time with her.
Okay.
So he was a young kid, spent a lot of time, in
and out
in a setting of in psych wards, and then he worked in wards like that.
Right. So he was in that situation a lot.
Yeah, pretty much his whole life, and like we said, like or like it's been reported, he has mental issues himself.
Right.
So, as he got older, he worked at the mental institutes, which I think we had mentioned too.
Yeah.
Before.
Yeah.
So, A minister who was housing Rand, all right, during the time that he was under surveillance, said that Rand told him that he took Jennifer because he believed because of her disability, her parents didn't want her anymore.
Okay. So it was more of a parental angle that he was taking with her?
Yeah, I don't know. He goes on to say that Rand told him he believed that children who had mental disabilities are not wanted by their parents, and he didn't think they should be alive. Pretty twisted thinking, you know. But there was a guilty verdict, okay? He was convicted, I guess, but 23 years after Hollyanne Hughes disappeared, he was sentenced another 25 to life.
Damn. Well, that's the rest of his life.
Yeah, so he's going to end up dying in prison.
Right.
He's eligible for parole in 2037.
He's gone by then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Peace out to him.
Which, though, still, like we said, I don't know. I mean, he's a mentally challenged man.
Right.
Is he spending the rest of his life, and will he die in prison for something that he didn't do?
So that would lead me to ask, you know, even up till now, I'm sure like nowadays they have different methodologies on figuring out if someone back then did the crime. I would wonder if people are doing their due diligence to see if, yes, this is the right man. You know what I mean? It's still, even regardless of the entire story, it sounds like they put him in and we don't have conclusive evidence that it was actually him. We still don't know about the other random people out there that was running around once they were all set free. You know what I mean? He could have been easily misidentified for somebody else.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I do know that it was said that a lot of the police, everybody, because the 4 missing cases that they went back and looked at, they want their, you know, Rand is in prison for the rest of his life, but he still has never admitted to this, and he's never said or given a hint or a clue to anybody where these bodies are.
Right. I would wonder if they even did like a lie detector on him or something.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. I'm sure they would. You would think, right? But I don't know. Sometimes people are smart.
They're smart,
even when they have, like, I mean, you know, we've talked about this before.
Right, we have
psychopaths and whatnot.
Right. They believe it so much that they did something or didn't do something.
Right. We may say or identify them as crazy, but they got smarts.
They definitely have smarts, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, when it comes to the whole Andre Rand case, I don't know. I feel like if you had nothing left to live for, really, and you knew the game's over, why? I mean, you could tell somebody, you know, or give a hint to where these bodies were. But if you don't, I mean, if you take that secret with you to the grave, you know what I'm saying? That's unfortunate for the families and everyone who's involved. But I don't know. I feel like if someone who is guilty, I feel like, I mean, I don't know. I can't really speak on that, but I guess
you never know.
My opinion, I feel like if you were guilty for something like that, and there's nothing, you're older, you know you're gonna die and whatnot. I would figure that you would at least give a hint or something or tell. Right. But then again, I do know it was reported and said too that Rand, I mean, he did have communication with people. Obviously, when you're in prison, you write many letters. You, you know, start correspondence with many different people.
Right.
It was said, you know, that he liked to play games, you know, with the cops.
Really? So he was like leaving notes, or was he like just
not so much that he just wouldn't answer questions. He correctly or he would play sometimes the card or whatnot of being the, you know, mentally ill.
So he can turn it off and on at will.
Right.
So It's so interesting. I would love, definitely, Melissa, if you're watching this, shout outs to Melissa.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen episode 15, you should watch episode 15 because she's good at this stuff. But I would love to hear her take on if he is a psychopath or not, this guy.
As would I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know or how you could define him.
Right.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't know. So was Andre Rand fairly convicted? This whole thing, his whole life and everything being in prison was still solely based off eyewitness accounts.
Right.
You know?
And that's that extra dynamic that makes everything just so not conclusive. You know what I mean?
Right, and it's kind of upsetting. I wouldn't say upsetting, but it's maybe a little disturbing how people or the cops, everyone just seems like they're okay with somebody being labeled as guilty without the proper evidence, but they feel like, they got the person, even though he was convicted of kidnapping and whatnot, you don't know. Right, like the murders and stuff. You don't know if he did that.
Yeah, did he do it? I don't know.
I mean, there's a good chance that he did, but still, you don't know. 100%.
Right. I would also just put in there that either way, even if he's not, I just got to go back to that psychopath thing. He may be completely innocent and still a psychopath, but at the same time, still mentally ill and just playing it up.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
I mean, there's a lot of different mental states or whatnot. Maybe he suffers from schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Maybe he has, a bunch of different personalities and whatnot.
Right.
Yeah.
Man, that's ridiculous. Either way.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Many still believe that the evidence was not there to properly convict him.
Right. And if that's the case, why didn't he push? I mean, I know he's mentally ill, so, and then on top of that, it sounds like he didn't have anyone else defending him.
Right.
So it just seems interesting. Like, if he is mentally capable enough to play with the police and to do all these other things, why didn't he get, like, a lawyer to, like, help defend his innocence or his innocent case a little bit more? It sounds like he just allowed them to, throw the book at him.
Yeah.
Until, 2037 or something like that? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. But then, you got to think, this may be a stretch. But consider his living conditions, what they were. He was like living underground. He was living in the woods.
Right.
His food and stuff that he was eating and probably wasn't very good.
Wasn't good, right.
So yes, you're in prison, but you still got, you got clothes, you got a bed.
Right.
You got food, even though it's shit.
Right. It's some sort of stability, yeah. Yeah.
So maybe he's comfortable.
It's interesting. Yeah, maybe, yeah.
But I don't know. But it does make you think, why didn't he try to pursue harder his innocence if he really was?
Right.
But then again, maybe he,
maybe he's not there.
State, yeah, exactly.
It's true.
I don't know. To the police and the people of Staten Island, to them, they got their killer.
Okay, so they basically got it, case closed, on to the next one type thing.
Yeah, they got their killer, their real life boogeyman or Cropsey. But to the rest of us, the public, the people, was Andre Rand the real life Cropsey? Or is the real truth still buried somewhere out there in Staten Island?
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Ultimately, it comes down. The choice is left up to us. It's not going to change the fact that Andre Rand's going to die in prison.
Right.
But the opinion, that choice is left to us. Right. Up to us, the audience. You know what I'm saying? So what do you think? That's... Like I said, to the people of Staten Island and whatnot, they got their killer. They got everything. They're still looking for the bodies. but they're happy that Andre Rand's in prison. He's gonna die, so everyone's kind of
okay with it.
Like I said, the urban legend or the legend of Cropsey, the real life Cropsey, to them, he was caught.
And he was put away.
Right.
And then a legend created on top of it.
Right. But to all of us, I mean, they really catch the right guy?
Right.
Or is he still out there?
I don't know. Needs to be more information, sounds like to me.
Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to find that or get that. Unless he does tell someone before he dies, unless he does admit to it.
Right.
Or gives a hint or evidence to where the bodies are.
Right. And that's not going to happen.
Yeah, you never know.
Yeah,
or if he doesn't know, or if he's innocent, then, I mean, we'll never know. The killer's still out there. Like I said, there were a lot of weird incidences involved with it, especially when they found the original missing girl, Jennifer, when they found her body. I just think it's strange on how a place has been searched tons of times by police, by dogs, by volunteers, by other people. And then just so happens on another, at another point in time, when they're doing another walkthrough, then all of a sudden
they find
the body
150 feet away.
Correct.
Right.
150 feet away from this man's campsite. Not buried very deep at all. So pretty much,
shallow.
If you wanted something to be found somewhat easily, if you're looking, that would have been perfect. So, and he was, at that point in time too, Rand was in prison still too.
Okay.
So how'd the body get there? I mean, was it there the whole time? I mean, there's a lot of things that just don't add up correctly. But like I said, the choice, I mean, comes down to us or you as the individual.
Right. Well, I have to say, me as an individual, I need more information.
More information.
Yeah. We all about information. We got to know every angle of it.
Right.
And I would love to know all of the other patients that were running around and see if any of them have like the same profile as Mr. Rand. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I'm sure there were a lot. I do know that when people were interviewed and asked, like people who knew or lived in these tunnel systems, or people who knew or were familiar with Rand, so some of them gave testimonies, right, back when all this went down.
Right.
But at the time when they were doing it, they were either abusing drugs or alcohol.
Okay.
So they're not really 100% there. Right? So their testimony that they give or their information, it's spotty. It doesn't, it's not, it's not the same, Years later, though, it was said like, okay, after these people had gotten themselves together, they may have gotten to rehabs, gotten cleaned up. Their mental state improved, their memory came back, and they were able to remember more things. Right? Which there was an individual who claimed and said that, she had lived in the tunnel system and she had heard, I believe it was with one of the young girls, Tahis Jackson.
Okay.
That she had heard her in the tunnels, I believe she had said basically saying like stop or don't or stuff like that.
So it sounded like they were molesting her or whatever.
Yeah, it's something.
That's crazy,
which
man.
is horrible.
Right.
But then again, I mean, you can only take that or somebody's word like that so far, being that. They were at the time of this happening. They were
just gone.
They weren't 100% there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, lots of different things. I don't know. Like I said, for our listeners out there who are listening to this episode, please get in touch with us. Let us know.
Yeah, drop that message.
Yeah, what do you think? Was Andre Rand fairly convicted or unfairly convicted?
Damn. Well, Staten Island don't care either way, it sounds like.
Nah, they're like I said, they're happy that they got their quote unquote Cropsey. They got him. So, But I mean, that's a wrap on the Legend of Cropsey, my man.
It's a fucking crazy story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was very interested. Like I said, when we do these types of episodes, these stories that we do are very intriguing to me.
They are.
And ones that definitely make you think.
Right.
So
right.
I really enjoy these.
Yeah. We still don't know where the Lonergans are. Shit. They're
right.
like in the ocean somewhere, or are they free in the world or something and not reporting in?
That's right. I often wonder about that too.
Yeah, same one. Same with this. We got another one to think about now.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
All right, but we want to give a big shout out to our editor, YO, a.k.a. Jackson Wallace.
Shout outs to that Jackson Wallace.
Yeah, my man, you've been doing a great job. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Also, shout out to Stellar Sound and Media.
Mm-hmm.
You want merch, let us know.
Yeah.
If you're looking for studio time or creating music videos, contact Stellar Sound and Media at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
We also want to shout out our day oneers. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for all your love and continued support. We see all of you and we love you.
Yep. Beautiful people.
Yeah. You want to hit them with your social?
Oh, yeah. So I hit him with the social. So my Instagram, we're starting with that one first. Tunde, Tunde 2017. You'll see me and my lovely mom on there. And for Twitter, I have it as Retro Show, RETROSHO. And if you see the Kermit, you know it's me. Also, with that on top of that, with the next episode, not this one, we will be putting up an actual official It's All Relative Twitter handle. So we will be directing you guys there. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, we got to get it moving. We got to get more people into this.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that. That'll be exciting once that's set up.
We are.
So, all right. You guys can always find me at Josh_Toth3. That's my Instagram. Mm-hmm. My Facebook is Joshua Toth. You want to let the fans know about the message option?
So, yeah, guys, you got the message option. You know you can go on anchor.com. And if you see it under It's All Relative, you can leave us a voice message. You click on the message button. You leave maybe a 45 seconds to a minute message. You know, you can give us a shout out. You can critique us. You know, you can, if you want to just call in and just ask questions about any of the previous episodes. We got 19 episodes now. You know what I mean? So you can talk about any of that. You can give us the shout outs or whatever. And once you leave it as a recording, it will be sent to us and we will play it live on the next episode. And we will answer it live as well as part of this recording. And yeah, that's it. So, hit that button, hit that message button. Leave us a message.
Absolutely. We're looking for that fan interaction.
Please.
And like Tim had mentioned, you leave a message, you'll be put on the next episode and you will hear yourself.
Yeah. It's
loud and clear.
Yep,
yeah, exactly.
Yep, for real.
So, all right. Lastly, please continue to find us on Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, and Google.
Yes, sir.
And by using the platform of your choice, please subscribe, follow, share, comment, leave a 5-star rating and a quick review on the Apple page.
Please.
Yeah. All right, my man. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Good job.
Yeah, good job, brother.
Appreciate it, man.
Another unsolved mystery.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yep. All right, everyone. Stay safe, stay kind, and we'll see everyone soon.
God bless.
Peace.
Peace out.